Thanks for joining us. Now, China continues to grow its position as the global factory. Today, it accounts already for about a third of global output, manufacturing output, and some forecasts suggest that's going to rise to around 45% by 2030. Now, what's really important to consider here is it's not just about the scale, but it's also the intent. A lot of countries and companies in the West still operate on very short-term political or financial cycles and looking at tactical horizons. Now, China's rise and growth in the industrial sector has been part of a very long-term coordinated strategy, and it continues to systematically invest to really dominate some of the critical technologies, but also the supply chains and the end markets that are going to be crucial for the next generation of global manufacturing.
Yes, I would say China's position was built over decades for sure. So you can think of it as Silk Road, but digitalized version. So through the Belt Road Initiative, China has invested 2.5 trillion into overseas building infrastructure, digital system. They are building ports, power grids, and also cloud layers that the emerging players are relying on. So this is definitely a state-backed initiative and also globally coordinated expansion, leaving both physical and digital footprints. So that's how China secure its position today.
Yeah, right. And we hear companies talking in the West about technology being a solution to this. But when we look at technology adoption, Western manufacturing has really been impacted by very sluggish economic growth. There's been a lot of political uncertainty. And also we see a technological inertia in the West that is maybe somewhat in contrast to China, where there's really a culture that's been developed of speed and innovation. And as you mentioned, backed by massive state investments and government funding, a very deliberate focus on adoption of new technologies. And this is all with a long-term strategic goal. So, that idea that China is a fast follower that is really redundant now in certain critical areas like AI, robotics, green technologies is another one. It's really jumped past the West. And that's really part of the key point. China has positioned itself to really win the factory floor for the next generation. So Western firms are still working out, perfecting AI systems, how to integrate robots into their solutions and manufacturing lines. China's already starting to deploy it at scale and iterate very quickly to really create real world value. So I think this is a big challenge. I guess, Joanne, what do Western companies do now?
If you ask me what can the West do, I would say the answer is it's not about competing directly with China, or it's not about trying to out China. So it's choosing where to win, right? So the Western players still hold a very strong edge in critical industries globally. For example, aerospace, defense, medical, utilities, where high precision, high performance manufacturing is required. And it definitely needs a reliability, safety, and brand trust matter the most. So on the other hand, to be competitive in the China market, I think Western companies must be fast, must be flexible, must be autonomous. So it's also good to emphasize that there is a large, good enough market where speed and deployment matter more than perfection. So Omdia team will definitely continue tracking these trends. Follow us more for more insights. Thank you for watching.